Oh wow!
No, don't get off the chat. Whoa,
No,
no.
it's okay. I can talk and I can host and get some coffee at the same time. It's all good. Don't worry.
Okay,
It's
okay.
all good. I just need a little bit more in my system. Anyway,
Hey now.
so first of all, for anyone watching and who may not know what HP Critical is or what we're doing and why we're here, HP Critical is a somewhat new video gaming website that focuses on diversity and features in video games, but we also do news, reviews, guides, anime, entertainment, all things Disney, entertainment related, almost everything. If you need something, head over to HP Critical and see what we've got.
I
It's
threw a link in the chat as well.
awesome. Our slogan is, of course, daily potions for life's critical moments. Because when your HP is critical, you obviously need some potions, and that's what we're here for. Oh my god, 300 bells. All right, I'm gonna buy some more coffee. So first of all, before I begin with the whole podcast thing, I would like to say thank you to Christy and Brandon, who are here with me. Specifically because we are the leadership team over at HP Critical, and this is our third anniversary. We've been doing this game journalism thing together for more than 3 years. However, HP Critical has been going for about 3 years now, and so I really just wanted to start this by saying thank you to the two of you for ensuring that the website and everything else that goes along with it, just continues to function. Our other leadership member, Marissa, is unfortunately not here. She's got her own little thing going on, but we love you, we miss you, and thank you for all of your hard work as well, and everyone behind the scenes who does all the graphics for us, which is Kayla. Thank you, Kayla, for all the awesome 3-year anniversary stuff that we've been able to put up and all the stuff in our merch store. Thank you to all the writers, which I'm going to give you guys a shout out at the end of this podcast. And thank you to all our Patreon members who continue to financially support us every month, ensuring that we can keep things going because it's not cheap running a website. However, it's been an awesome experience. So it's going to be a lot of thank yous. But to just get this podcast started, usually what we do talk about is the weekly gaming news, and this is episode 100, which is going to be live, but it's not going to be posted on any of our socials or anything until after episode 99, which is coming out on Sunday. And for that episode, we talk about the new PlayStation Plus tiers that were coming out. We talked about what else did we talk about? We talked about misogyny in gaming and women developers and how it feels to not have your name put on the work that you've worked on.
Oh, yeah, I listened to that.
Yeah, with Ratchet and Clank. What else did we talk about, Brandon?
We talked about that. We also talked about the Breath of the Wild sequel delay.
Yes.
Yes.
I assume that you guys did not talk about the federal settlement with the Blizzard
Yes,
and Activision.
we did.
You guys
We
did?
did talk. Well, I talked about the Activision Blizzard settlement for the things that were going on over there.
So that
I
is
talked
just a
at
federal
length.
settlement. So
I
they're still
wouldn't-
having the California thing still on.
I wouldn't even say I talked. I kind of yelled about it. I pretty much yelled about it. So, anyway,
Yeah,
so
thoughts
there's
about that.
there's
Strong
all of
thoughts
that.
and feelings.
If you want to hear how we feel about it, or at least how Brandon and I feel about it, make sure that you check out HP Critical. It's on all your streaming sites. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're even on Audible. Like we're everywhere. We're also on YouTube if you want to watch us. That's enough for me. So, Christy and Brandon,
Yes.
3 years at HP Critical. First things I want to talk about with you guys is, do you remember what your first article was when you started writing on HP Critical?
Oh man, first one on HP Critical specifically. I gotta think about that really hard. I remember my first article ever that I wrote as a journalist on a previous website. That was a nice little retrospective on the Mario Party series because that was something I was very passionate about. And I remember really struggling with that article when I first wrote it because I'll admit it, I was always pretty good at writing essays, which was the whole reason why I started to give this whole game journalism thing a try. But this article, it was a retrospective on the Mario series up until Star Rush, which at the time was the newest Mario Party game. And, writing all of that, every single Mario Party game from 1 through 10 and the spin-offs as well, that was ambitious. I had a lot of fun, but it did take me a longer time to write it than I thought it would. and there was definitely some struggles that went along with it. But ultimately, I'm very proud of myself for getting that article out for that website. It helped me grow not only as a writer but as enthusiast of games. It taught myself that I really had to like learn to pace myself, set actual goals for myself and such, so I could actually get this stuff done in a timely manner. But I'm very happy with how it turned out. Ultimately, it's a shame that article unfortunately no longer exists, because that old site really no longer exists. So it's a bittersweet thing, but I always remember that much, and it does make me sad that I can't remember the first one I did on HPCritical specifically, but I'm sure it was something that I was happy with, and for the new site and whatnot.
So, my next question for you, Brandon, specifically is, what has been your favorite moment in, or some of your favorite moments in games journalism over the past 3 years working at HPCritical? Doesn't have to be something specifically at HPCritical, but just in general, because I know that we've worked together on other websites, but at HPCritical, I think we've gotten a lot of opportunities over the last 3 years that we hadn't had before,
Sure.
including teaming up with some awesome people. We've been able to talk to some of our friends who are developers now over at WB Games. We've been able to talk to people who are writers at IGN. We've been given opportunities to write at IGN. We've been able to talk to people that are now, editors at Game Informer. We've got friends in high places. We've been on guests on multiple podcasts. The last 3 years, we've really grown and really gotten a small place in this very big industry. And so I wanted to know some of your favorite moments over the last 3 years at HPCritical, things that you've done and experienced in game journalism that really have stuck with you.
Yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head with like some of those, because like I will say that making those connections with people from all around the game industry has definitely been something very special to me, and something I definitely treasure about getting into game journalism myself, is doing all that great stuff and meeting all these wonderful people. A lot of them I've been introduced through you, because you've been in this whole game journalism game a fair bit longer than I have, but I've enjoyed doing that either through podcasts or getting some interviews from people from articles or the stream series I do. So that'll actually segue into another favorite moment of mine. We've done back when we were doing tournaments. We got a lot of invites for those tournaments, and they were a lot of fun to commentate. They've been mostly Smash, but we've done other things. Christy, where are you going? Oh, she's getting us some more coffee. Thank you, Christy. We appreciate it.
Exactly.
You actually have to get it from the chair. If you buy it from him there, it's going to be a cup to go.
Got it. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue what I was saying. So yeah, the tournaments, and one fun thing that I've always loved when we were finishing up tournaments was I would interview both the winner of said tournament as well as the runner-ups, and that was always fun to do. And that was completely off the cuff. Like when we did our very first tournament and I did that, I was like, I always remember when I used to watch like boxing matches, like the end of like the big main event, they would interview the winner of the match to see how they felt about the fight, and then they would interview the runner-up. So I was just like, what if I just did that? What if I just talked to the winner of this tournament, see how they felt about everything? And it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of like nice reactions from that as well, which also got me indirectly. You get a little more used to the interview process, talking to people, because a lot of those people that won the tournament, like I had never spoken to them before. A lot of our viewers had, but I was like, you know what? Why don't we just have a chat with them? And I'm very happy with how smooth that was. That's definitely another favorite memory. Tournaments, the commentary, the interviews, all that good stuff. And through our regular series, the first time, Christy can probably speak on this as well. Our first main stream playthrough that we had ever done on here on our Twitch channel was our Pokemon Shield playthrough. Now, unfortunately, that was before we started archiving videos. So, unfortunately, most of that playthrough is lost to time, except for the DLC videos, which are available on our YouTube that you guys can watch. But it was a very special experience because she and I had never done like a full stream playthrough, and it is different.
It was interesting. It was so much different back then till now. Like, oh my goodness.
I know it was awesome, and let me tell you, there's always a bittersweet feeling when you finish a good game. But man, if y'all have never done like a stream playthrough and finished that hits different. It's a different experience to like check in on a game once a week, experience it with a group of people, and then see that journey through the end. And Oh, we got one of our wonderful writers is currently on chat right now, Gabe. He says he doesn't want to say it, but Brandon's favorite tournament was the Smash one that I won, and I was his favorite interviewee. Hey, you're saying I don't want to say it. You know what? I will say it. I loved interviewing you, man. It was you had some great words about your victory in that tournament. It was wonderful.
Had some fighting
The
words.
tournament that I am thinking about, I don't think Gabe was actually a part of that one.
The one you were thinking about?
Yes, I think it was okay. So we had one of my favorite moments was when we had the Pokemon double battles and the Smash tournament right after.
Of course.
And my other favorite tournament was also the Overwatch tournament because the turnout for those were ridiculously amazing.
Oh yeah.
We had we had so many people sign up for the Smash one, and we had a prize, and a lot of those went to oh yes, I am so wrong. Gabe was there. He lost.
He did.
He did. He lost.
The
He was
reason
not
why
in the
it's your
top
favorite
10.
memory.
That's why it's my favorite.
It's okay. Blame Nominee. She messes with memory sometimes.
He was there. Now I remember now he was there. And my favorite moments were those because there were so many people that signed up. So many people came through to HP Critical. And the best part were all of those were for charity. I can't remember what the charities were right now because we had so many charity opportunities back then. And hopefully we're going to get back to doing charity opportunities in the future. But just watching so many people come to our HP Critical stream, do tournaments for Smash Bros. We also had a tournament for Fall Guys, which also had some great signups and turnout. It was really fun.
Fun.
And Gabe and I, since he's here and he's mentioning Overwatch, we were very, very close in that Overwatch tournament. Like, we were neck and neck. He got some of his friends, I had some of my friends, and he did beat us by a freaking inch, which sucks. But we were super, super close, but I did kick his ass in Pokemon, so I made up for it. But then he kicked my ass in Smash, so it didn't even matter. And yes, close isn't winning, I know. However, just those memories with friends, with writers, with supporters, those are definitely some of my favorite moments over at HP Critical throughout the last 3 years. You know, we've accomplished things that I never, ever would have thought we could have done and would have done. So, just being a part of that was definitely exciting, exhilarating, thrilling, and knowing that all of it was for a good cause, and even being able to offer cash prizes to the winners at the time. 3 years ago when we started this website, I didn't think that any of that was stuff that we would be doing, and now it's just progressed into something. Now we even have like a brand new look. And we've got some new writers, and we're going to keep expanding and keep growing. So I'm excited for the future. As far as my games journalism career, for what I'm excited about, some things that I've done are not only making connections in the past 3 years, making more connections with people than I have probably in the past in the gaming industry, but just opportunities to go places. Hopefully we'll be able to be at PAX. So anyone who wants to see us can maybe see us at PAX this year. Being able to go to E3 is still one of my favorite moments. Personally, with Grayson, who's a wonderful supporter of the website. I tell the story a lot, but I'd never played Final Fantasy VII, and we were sitting in the PlayStation Theater, and they previewed the Final Fantasy VII remake, and everyone was going crazy, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. Now, to me, being a staunch supporter of the Final Fantasy VII remake is one of the best games of all time, and just the evolution of watching, not even for me, but watching the writers at HP Critical just flourish, thrive, go on to different places, write for different people, and even if they aren't writing for different people, just seeing the improvement of these people who love video games. Like, if you go back and check out your first article at HP Critical and then the latest article, I know Gabe's in the chat, so I'm going to mention him. If he goes back and looks at his first article written for HP Critical versus what he's writing right now, and just checking out some of the things that he writes when he's passionate about video games, those are some of the best pieces in the world. Like, no one can tell me otherwise. And I have the best team in the world. When they show up, they're awesome. just just the best people. And I'm gonna go through that list of people later on, but we really do have just such an amazing diverse team. I can't tell you another website that is as diverse and as forward with subjects that we believe in as HP Critical. There was a time where I was very proud that every article that we had just cards of how you could support and help marginalized groups at the time, because so much was going on with the world, and we really made sure that we gave opportunities for people to understand, educate themselves, and be able to donate if they could to those causes. And a lot of our tournaments that we had, a lot of that money also went to helping those causes. And even a big shout out to Christy for allowing us to hook up with charity gamers and being on top of ensuring that we are doing these charity streams and really giving back to the community as much as we can, because that's really what it's all about. And a huge shout out to Brandon, who is constantly streaming for us,
Right.
and ensuring that we get these things up. Like we come from a group of people who bought Elgato and didn't know how to set up a stream, to now streaming. Like, we've been through so much over the past 3 years.
I'm not the most adept when it comes to like navigating like technology and stuff like that. I have a very close friend named Zach. He helped me with a lot of those early days when we were first back when we were first doing like the Pokemon Shield playthrough and our early streams. He was pretty instrumental into making sure a lot of those early streams got together and sounded good, looked good. He taught me lighting tricks. Now a lot of the stuff I've kind of learned on my own, but I really owe him like from the beginning, and we have definitely come a long way since those early streams, which it is unfortunate that you guys can't see those, but like they were all learning experiences, and I'm glad of how much we've accomplished. Like, it used to be just one a week, and now we do it's mostly twice a week these days, but sometimes we'll do 3, and some weird weeks we'll even do 4. It's just how the nature of things. Now we have Does It Hold Up? And I didn't tell Jarrell this. I was telling Christy. At the end of the stream, the end of the podcast portion, I will have a new series to announce. That's for later.
I didn't know. So surprises all around. I've never hosted a tournament before. I've never scheduled a tournament before. I never scheduled signups before. I've never dealt with like the stress that comes with a 25-person sign up for a tournament that 250 people are randomly watching on a single day. Just so much. We've gained so much experience over the past 3 years for everything that we've done, and I'm just so thankful for those opportunities. Although I will say, lastly, that one of my favorite things at HP Critical and gaming journalism is usually around E3 time, when we are in our Slack channel and we just get a ton of gaming news and we all get to finally geek out about the thing that we love, which is video games. That is probably top 3 experiences in HP Critical for me, just talking to my friends about video games. And that's what it's all about, because that's what HP Critical came from, which was just a passion for sharing our passion for video games. And I've talked way too long, so I'm gonna stop. And Christy, what about you? What are some of your favorite memories writing for HP Critical?
You would have forgot about me.
No, I would never. Everything that you do for the website, how could I ever?
I was like, in that little corner, like, let me see. if I stay really quiet, maybe they'll forget.
Never. Come on. What are some of your favorite moments?
But yeah, I think my favorite has been with the JRPG club, hearing everybody's different viewpoints about Final Fantasy X, because I know when I first started playing Final Fantasy X, my viewpoint hasn't really changed a lot, but hearing like what other people they thought about the game and like their relationship with the characters, it really changed how I view the game now. Mm-hmm. So that's always been so much fun, and I know that I'm always a bit behind and whatnot with my checkpoints for the game, but I always love hearing everybody's opinions and their thoughts. Not only that, but I really enjoy the tournaments. I know for us, all of us, we've never had experience with the tournaments, organizing, setting it up, getting the charity set up and whatnot. So it was such an eye-opening experience. And I know the first time that we did it, it was extremely chaotic, even though I'm pretty sure that to everybody else it did not look as chaotic, but like behind the scenes it was extremely chaotic. We were all like scrambling. We were just scrambling, and now we're like, okay, we know what to do. We have all this. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's go. And I know that I know we haven't had a tournament recently, but we are trying to get it to it's in the works. So I'm excited for that because we have the experience, and now we can only, slowly perfect it.
That's right.
Yeah. So I know that we've talked about some of our favorite moments in gaming, and at HP Critical. And my next question for you guys is, if you could share with anyone who is passionate about video games, like what your experience was like, just, a brief how things have worked out for you, and just advice for anyone who would like to join the career of video game journalism, like how hard it is, how pitches are, or just like your experience with gaming in general, and then gaming in the games industry.
Yeah, sure. So, again, when I originally got to write for our previous website, before joining HP Critical, game journalism was just something that I never really considered. If I'm being perfectly honest, even though I was good at writing back in middle school and high school, it wasn't something I enjoyed, and I think a large part of that was I didn't have much passion for the subject matter that I was writing on. I was taught to do the research and, first draft, second draft, final drafts, all that good stuff. Spacing, grammar, and all that good stuff. I just, I knew the technique, I just didn't enjoy it. But then our good friend Grayson went on his personal Facebook and asked if anybody wanted to join this website to write. And I was like, well, I'm good at writing, and maybe I'll enjoy about writing about games, so let me try this. And, the rest is history. I already touched about my first article, but as I've gone on, I've learned so much about the industry because, the journalism industry and all that good stuff. I'm pretty much self-taught. I never had a journalism-themed class in college. The college class I took had nothing to do with writing, except when I had to do papers or whatever for assignments. But, I've learned a lot as I've gone on about, like you said, Dro, submitting pitches and having people check your work, making sure SEO is good. So, making sure that enough people go, your title has to entice people that to want to read it, and it has to be easily be searchable. If you've never worked in this industry before, for everyone listening, there's a lot of stuff that you don't think about until you're actually doing it, and it kind of changes your viewpoint on why certain people do the things they do when they make articles and whatnot. It's got me to rethink a lot of things, see things in different perspectives, and sometimes you'll be writing stuff about you didn't even think you would. My favorite thing to write is certainly features, but I've also enjoyed doing the occasional guide, reviews or news pieces. You do all kind of stuff when it comes to the games industry or just entertainment in general, because we do that too. We write about other stuff. I don't know if you're gonna. Yes, go ahead.
But you never know what's gonna take off, which is just surprising to me all the time, because Brandon has this series where he writes about video game parties, he ranks party members in video games, and for whatever reason, people love reading these articles, no matter how old they are. He also has an article on ranking Goku's forms for Super Saiyan forms, and that is one of the most popular articles on our website. So you never know what feature that you write that's really going to take off, that people are just going to enjoy reading.
Honestly, yeah, and that's sometimes fun in and of itself. Obviously it can be disheartening when something that you were really passionate about doesn't quite land with the general audience. And then, of course, the opposite. You feel great when something that you liked, takes off. I wrote that Goku piece because it was National Goku Day, which at the day that I wrote that article, was Goku Day is a thing. Oh, okay. Sure. I like Dragon Ball. I'll write ranking the Goku forms, and then like you said, Dro, it's still looked at often, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's awesome. Or another piece that I wrote where I finished Fire Emblem Three Houses. I really like Claude Von Regan. He's like probably my favorite character from that game. So I was like, hey, what if I just ranked his pairings that you could potentially get in that game? And that's somehow still a popular article. Just like stuff like that. But where I want to go with this, though, is that, when you're, and this is advice to anyone that might be looking to get into writing, especially if you're doing features, you have to write something that you would want to read. And I think that's the best thing. Like, everything that I write is something that I would love to have read myself if somebody else had done it. But I'm the one that's doing it because it's something that I want to see out there. I would love to see. I would love to see someone have their individual thoughts about each of Goku's Super Saiyan forms. So I'm the one that went ahead and did it. I'd love to see how people feel about party members are like what are the lifeblood of any JRPG. So I'd love to know how people feel about individual party members in a JRPG. So I made that series. One of our more popular series that I've also written is the Clone Wars guides, where I basically break down each and all 7 seasons which episodes are you need to watch to understand the story, which ones are a good idea to watch, and which ones you can just skip. Because a good friend of ours, Grayson, he was looking at Clone Wars, wanted to watch it, and wanted to know which episodes, because he didn't want to watch all 108 episodes. And that's understandable. That's a lot of episodes. So I was like, what if I just broke down what these episodes were about, and if people could just like look through that. So I did it. It's there's definitely there's more that I could say about it, but if you're writing something if you're writing anything, just whatever you do, you have to make it enjoyable to yourself. Whether it's a feature or even if it's like a news piece, you can put a little bit of your personality into it, because ultimately anybody can just write the straight facts, and I think that's very important, especially if you're doing like a news piece, especially. But I think it's important that everything you write has a little bit of your own personality in it, to make it feel uniquely you. Because if you do that, then you'll feel proud of it no matter what you're writing about.
And sorry, my dog was barking. Christy,
Yes.
I know that for you, it's been a lot. Not only has it been a lot of writing, but your position at HP Critical has really just become operations manager. You are on the front end, or rather back end, of ensuring that everything that we want to do gets done, no matter what. So anytime that you guys see lots of the updates are done by Christy.
Yes.
Any backend updating is usually Christy. Anytime that you see us doing a tournament, Christy's planning things in the background for a charity for us to go with. Anytime that you see updates on socials, most likely it's Christy. She's really just been our operations manager. She gets
Marissa. She's not here, but it's also Marissa sometimes.
Yeah, of course. I'm getting to Marissa. I've not forgotten about her. She gets our Google Docs up. She gets our spreadsheets filled out. Literally, she gets our URLs fixed. Everything.
The guides for how to.
Yes.
How to write your article, how to put it up on the site. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Christy. So we've been super blessed to have her on the team, because a lot of what you see getting done by HP Critical would not be possible without Brandon and Christy. So once again, thank you both. But Christy, specifically for you, because I know that you're also very passionate about identity issues. Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to write about something that is passionate to them? Or even for anyone who wants to do back-end stuff like you do.
I mean, a lot of... So, the funny thing is that how I got into it was mostly because I was like, well, my writing for me was never really my forte. something I've always struggled with, and so I was like, you know what, I'll just write on the previous site for fun, and then after that it just kind of spiraled to what it has become today. So
Yeah, so for anyone who's listening, what actually happened was, yes, Christy started to write because she wanted to write for fun. However, she became so integral to everything that we did that I just wouldn't let her go. So
Yeah.
it was like, you're doing everything. We need you now. So yeah, Chrissy has no choice. I'm holding her hostage. I need her. HPCritical needs you. You can never leave us. So yeah, it turned into something that she was having fun with, but she's just so amazing at what she does that we kind of just we couldn't let her go. We need her around now.
I feel like the best thing for new people would be if kind of look at the site and then kind of form your pitches, and then you go in there, you see like what the atmosphere is like. I know the reason why I've stayed on for HPCritical for so long has been because it's been so fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if you enjoy the people that you're working with, it will make writing much more enjoyable, but
Yes.
also they can also help improve your writing, and you can also have fun people to talk to or play games with. So it's a win-win.
Yes. Yeah. And just to add on to that, finally, I know I'm talking a lot, but just to add on to that, one of the best things for me also about working here is just that we're all friends, and our friendship has developed so much over the last 3 years. And the best part is that every day that I wake up, I know that I'm gonna get a good morning from at least the two of you.
Yes.
And you never know how people are feeling or what's gonna happen. But I look forward to seeing, my staff and my friends tell me good morning every day. And this has been we've been saying good morning to each other for at least the past 3 years, like every
We have.
day.
Even before we
goodness,
founded
we have.
HPCritical, I think.
Yeah, so
goodness,
definitely
yeah.
before, but like at least with the last 3 years at HPCritical, it's been, the consistent friendship and love there, and that allows us to also talk about things outside of gaming, talk about things that are very important to us, whether it be racial issues, diversity issues, LGBT issues, BIPOC issues. We can talk about, the latest government issues, world issues, and even if we have differing opinions, we can still come back and be friends and talk to each other about what's, where we're going and what's going to happen going forward. And having that amount of trust with friends allows us to just go ahead forward and really be passionate about topics in video games. This allows us to feel comfortable enough to write an article calling out the industry of gaming for when they mess things up.
But not only that, but it's also with like how the atmosphere of the group is that I know our writers, they have your support.
Oh yeah,
100%. For
100%.
them to be comfortable, you're like, I support your decision to write this.
Mm-hmm.
It has been
just knowing that it's great. It's a great feeling knowing that whatever that our writers write and whatever I write, that you're behind us and you support our opinion.
Thank you. It's something I'm also very passionate about. I won't lie, there have been moments where people have written things and I'm like, ooh, you really wanna post
right?
that? Like, are you sure you want to go with this? I remember Rodrigo, who's one of our writers, who's really awesome, wonderfully supportive of HPCritical. He's amazing. He had a piece titled, God, I can't remember the exact title, but it basically was titled like Death Stranding.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, yeah, I remember the title was like, Is it me or does the Death Stranding look boring AF? That was the title.
Yes, that was the exact title, and I thought, oh my god, like people are going to be very upset like when they see this. Like, are you sure you want to publish this? And we talked about it. He was like, yeah, we put it out there as a super popular title, and yeah, people had some comments. I remember I posted one myself and people were yelling at me about how I had written that Marvel characters don't need to be in Kingdom Hearts, and like I got yelled at in comments at M4G about that article. And even Marissa was talking about hi dog. Give me 1 second.
Nola.
Brief intermission.
No intermission. But yeah, my advice is to kind of look at the out. If you're aspiring to write, you can either look at different outlets, start your pitches, pitch to them, but also know how much your writing is worth. So if you're looking at contracts that they send back to you, and you're like, well, this is kind of outright, this is not right, then it's probably not worth their time. Biggest thing I know for me personally is that as long as the group is fun and enjoyable, that's what counts.
It's true. Like you have to,
You have to like the people you're working with. I
For
know.
sure.
I know it goes back to my other job too that I do. That's not really video game related, but the reason why I'm still there is because I like my boss. She is super nice. She is super chill. If it was anywhere else, I probably would have, I probably would have left. But yeah, it all comes back to like your work environment. If you enjoy it, I know for me personally, I do like video games, and I know that there has been some times where I do get into some slumps with trying to figure out like what to write. Oh my goodness, I can't think of anything. And then so, because all of us on the side, we're actually pretty good friends, and so we just kind of bounce off ideas off of each other. We kind of help each other out, and through those discussions, that's how I find like different topics to write. I know for one of my series that's on hiatus right now is the Fire Emblem series. I was talking about Brandon about it, and then that's how it started. And then I know for the Kingdom Hearts music, I was talking to Brandon as well too, and then that's how that kind of started as well too. I think I need to do like maybe one more article.
I think so. I think that's where you were at.
Okay.
Also, sorry everyone. Sorry, my dog's okay.
No,
Don't worry,
Brandon,
Lola's fine.
your Switch is like sleeping.
Yeah, I fixed it. It's all good.
Yeah, sorry everyone. Lola's fine. Don't worry, everything's okay. She just heard her
Okay.
line for a second. Yeah, everything's fine.
That's good.
So I'm pretty much, I just want to do some shout outs before we wrap this up. Unless there's anything else that you guys want to mention about being at HP Critical or doing game journalism or anything in general before I do some shout outs. Anything you guys want to throw out there?
Yeah, I think I will. So yeah, this is, for this being something that I wasn't originally too sure about. I knew I always wanted to like have some kind of connection to games because it's honestly more than just a hobby for me. It's like become kind of my life. I have like a lot of attachment to the industry ever since I got in, and I'm so happy to have not just all of my wonderful staff on HP Critical, but all the other people that I've managed to meet through this. Like I never would have dreamed I'd be able to like meet so many people and interact with so many people. It's been a wonderful experience. And I know, and being part of HP Critical, I wouldn't trade being part of this team for anything because it's just a wonderful team. I really think that what we're doing is different than any other games website that I've seen ever. So I'm happy that we're doing something really different and really special, and I just know it's gonna grow into something really, really important and really special. And I definitely want to be there when it happens. I love this site and I love all of you.
Aw, don't make me cry. Chrissy, did you have any final thoughts, or can I just wrap this bad boy up?
Besides the fact that you're amazing and everyone on the site is amazing, and I know I started doing all this for fun, and then it just kind of spiraled from there.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and first do some shout outs to all the Patreon members. Anyone who has contributed previously, anyone who continues to contribute monthly. Thank you guys so much for being a part of HP Critical, allowing us to make sure that these writers get paid, because I'm so thankful that we've come to a moment where we can actually pay you guys for the work that you do. So that's awesome, because for a while, we were a startup, we didn't have anything. So thank you so much to all of our Patreon members, including Belinda, Job, Ruth, Brianna, Grayson, Toy, Fabian, Chantal, Adriana, Felicia, Shania, Kelly, Jonathan, Stephanie, Corey, and Sterling. Thank you guys for continuing to support us or supporting us in the past. Chris as well. I cannot forget Chris. She's been a wonderful, supportive Patreon member. So thank you. Thank you guys so much for all of those people. Thank you for everyone who listens to the podcast. It's 100 episodes. It's crazy that we've gone to 100 episodes over the last three years. I also didn't know if the podcast would go on this long. But yeah, we've gone to 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. And to anyone who has ever contributed to HP Critical, to everyone who has helped me personally with getting HP Critical to where it is today, some people that I definitely have to shout out, and I'm sure I'm going to forget some people, so please forgive me if I do, if you're listening to this and I forget you. But some people that helped you on the back end with stuff, Morgan and Flora and Christy, what is your friend's name who I can't remember, who helped me out?
Oh,
Eric, yes. Oh my God, sorry. Eric Chu, thank you. Eric sat down with me to get all the HTML codes working on the website for so long. Flora's helped me. Atira has helped me. Morgan, I mentioned Morgan already. There's so many people that do just background stuff just to make a website look like it's working. Thank you, David, for sitting with me to ensure that the Twitch embed on the front page is there so people can now watch it on the front page, and checking out the HTML code on the back end of the website. And as far as writers go, and Rodrigo, a special shout out for literally shouting out at HP Critical every weekend during his giveaway. So definitely check out his giveaways at Sathermel on Twitter. And then, of course, everyone who has ever written for HP Critical, who's ever taken the time to write out an article. I gotta give a quick special shout out to all of you guys, which are gonna include Dylan, who has been my friend for years on years past HP Critical, who just continues to be super supportive. Joey, who's amazing. He always talks about diversity issues, and we have great conversations on World of Warcraft. Kayla, who is a huge Pokemon fan, who does almost all of the art for HP Critical. Oh, and I can't forget Fabian, who helped design our logo, who helped draw it out, and Zach, who helped with creating that logo, as well as Sean, who was one of the originators of HP Critical as well back then. We've also got Vikash, who writes some great anime pieces. Kelly, who you can see on the podcast with us every week. She devotes her time every week to come hang out with the guys and talk video gaming news. Annie and Dalton, who have written awesome guides, and they had a series on music and video games, which you should definitely check out. Jams for the Gaming Grind, games to listen to while you're grinding and whatever game you're playing. And I think I really hope I'm not missing anyone. I feel like I probably am, because I know we had some guest writers on for a time. I'm sorry I'm missing you guys. I'm sure I'm missing some people. I apologize. And finally, just everyone on JRPG Club as well. I cannot forget everyone who's joined us for JRPG Club, which includes Stephanie, our Patreon member, as well as people that I've already mentioned. And finally, the people that make everything work, Brandon and Christy and Marissa, who is not here. Another person who, if I am not there, if I can't do something, everyone knows. Ask Marissa.
Yes.
She's literally my backbone along with these two. So I can't thank you guys enough. Did I mention Gabe? Did I mention Gabe? I have to mention Gabe. If I haven't mentioned Gabe, he's like.
Nothing you have.
Yeah,
Well,
you haven't.
I can't say Gabe. Gabe is literally the shining light of HP Critical right now. So, thank you for always being there. He's always there. No matter what, he's always there. So thank you for being there. Also, thank you to all the guests who have ever come on the HP Critical podcast. Devoting your time, sharing your opinions, and being honest and vulnerable with us about tough topics. Thank you guys so much for coming and trusting us enough to talk to me about serious issues that sometimes can be really hard to talk about. So I just really appreciate everyone who's ever given their free time to come talk to me and the crew about video games, things that we love. And with that, and I'll keep this going because it's been a while. So I think that's it. Thank you guys for 100 episodes of the HP Critical podcast, and we're gonna sign off with that one.
Wait, hold on. One last thing before we wrap things up, because I did promise that at the end of the podcast I was gonna just tease some future stuff that I was doing, both on the website as well as our stream stuff. It's not very long, but basically, first off, I also do want to. First off, Gabe says I was literally about to start crying if you moved on without mentioning me. I'm glad you caught him before then.
Oh my god, and Eddie. I forgot Eddie. I'm sorry, Eddie. Eddie, who also designs oh my god, and Blake is amazing. See, I knew it. Eddie, who helps design a lot of our content as well, who has been printing stickers for me for Patreon. God bless him. And Blake, who is just a wonderful friend who I've known for lots of years. He is a great Pokemon breeding. He's like a Pokemon breeding fiend. Like, he is the Pokemon master.
Facts.
Who also has an article on HP Critical about breeding Pokemon. Okay, sorry, Brandon, go ahead.
Yeah. So I also want to give a thank to everyone that's like guests on streams. We have 2 regular series, our Friday normal playthroughs, launch streams, and then of course our series Does It Hold Up. But one thing I do want to tease is another series that I'm going to be interviewing pretty soon. What you didn't realize, Jarrell, what you and Chrissy didn't realize, is that this 100th episode was secretly a test for a future series that I'm going to do. Basically, I am not.
About it.
Yes, I am not ready to reveal the title of said series yet, mainly because I'm bouncing between 3 different names. But basically, I've mentioned in this podcast about how much I've enjoyed, interacting with different people around the game industry and with people on our website. And this future series that I'm planning is going to be doing more of that. So, this series that I'm planning on doing is going to be starting... Well, for those who've been watching us, know that we're doing a Skyward Sword HD playthrough. So at the minimum, when that's finished, because we got to get that done first before I start sliding into the series, right? But basically, I'm going to be doing, one-on-one, I guess you could say, interviews / conversations with both people on the website and other people that I'm associated with, game industry and sometimes off the game industry as well. And you were just gonna, have a play a nice casual game and chat about different things. Like Jarrell brought some topics to the table today. I'll have some topics that I will discuss upon. Both. How are we doing? What games are we playing? What are some of the stuff that's going on that we want to talk about? Just nice casual conversation with different people to get to know them and just be with each other and talk. I think having these conversations, nice casual conversations while we play a game is something important that sometimes we all need to take the time to do. So I hope you guys look forward to this upcoming series, which again, I promise I'll have a title soon for you guys very soon. But that's basically the intention. One-on-one conversations, maybe more than one sometimes, but yeah, one-on-one conversation while we play a nice casual game and just shoot the breeze. That's what our new series is going to be all about. And yeah, I hope to have that for you guys very soon. And I'm also going to announce a new article series that I'm going to be doing within the next few weeks. And by that, I mean like literally one a week. For those who've been following me, know I was doing Clone Wars guys for a while. I'm ready to talk about my new series. Anyone that knows me knows that I do love me some Nintendo games. And the main reason for that is the original Super Smash Brothers. I literally played that game, fell in love with that cast. and it got me to play like other games featuring those characters to learn more about them. You know, I got Kirby 64 because of Smash. I got Star Fox 64 because of Smash. I got Majora's Mask because of Smash, and that got me into those respective series. So with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you know, its final DLC character came out not too long ago with Sora. I thought it'd be a good idea to, you know, do a mini series of if you like a certain character in Smash, what are some good games of the current generation that you could play to get yourself familiarized with that character? Like if you like Mario, what are some good games that featuring Mario you can play on your Switch? If you like Link, what are some good games that featuring Link you can play on your Switch? So that's going to be something I'm going to be starting literally this coming week that you guys can read on hpcritical.com. I'll be doing it like basically one game is an article. So Smash 64, Melee, Brawl, Smash 4, and then I'm going to do 2 separate ones for Ultimate, one for base game characters and then one for DLC characters. Yeah. So I hope you guys look forward to that, and I hope in doing so, it's going to be like a guide series of sorts that if you are really into Smash and just want a handy guide to like know how to get to know your favorite characters a little more on your Switch, you can look at that and do so, and I hope it helps people. But again, it too is an article that I just always wanted to write, so I hope you guys look forward to that. Zeros to Seinfeld just put a Lucario emoji. Yes, Lucario 2 will be featured. You guys will know exactly what games on Switch you can play that has Lucario. And yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope you guys look forward to that on hpcritical.com.
All right.
Yeah.
I am going to head back to my island so you can get Steinfeld those what are they, recipes? And then just
the DIYs.
Yes, and then just let me know what game we're gonna start playing.